Howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a day when I really shouldn't be waving my arms in the air like I just don't care, because hokey smokes, do I care today? I'll get into that. Fan on in the window, not all the way shut, but far more shut than it has been. It's starting to get actually chilly in September. Weird. So, door's still open for airflow and such, and I'm so used to gesturing, especially with everything I've done. Oh, my nerve, not good today. This arm really hurt. This arm, muscle spasms that yanked it off the pillow that I normally have it on. It's not feeling good at all. But with a 1 gram cannabis pre-roll, I was able to get rid of a lot of the pain. The gabapentin I have taken, so that nerve pain helping medication, God, what's the word for it all of a sudden? But I've taken my gabapentin, so that will start to kick in and take over and help, so that's good. But right now, oy vey, still, I use it or lose it. So, anyway though, not much happened yesterday. After vlogging, I had to go and do stuff. I needed to go pay my rent. I needed to go give them a signed thing saying I wasn't going to be renewing the lease. Because not only would I be renewing it by myself, with my housemates gone, but the rent goes up by another $100. So I can't afford that. Hokey smokes. So I had to go out walkies, and since I had to go out walkies, and I needed food, I was going to go to Walmart, because the local Safeway, while nice, is also expensive. So Walmart has a lot of stuff that's cheaper, but the local Safeway does have some stuff that Walmart doesn't have. So I went, paid the rent, let them know what's going on, told them that the housemates will be coming in this week to let them know and drop everything off as well for them, and then walked up to Walmart, bought some stuff, came on back, stopped at Safeway, then walked all the way home. Ow, ow, ow. And walked all the way home. That took hours. And while most of the walk wasn't in hot sun, it was mostly a coolish day, there were periods when all the clouds were gone and the sun was beating down hard. And that was part of me out walking. So, yay. When I got back, I sat down, I ate some food, and boom! Again, I was down and out for hours. I woke up not too late, so I got waking up stuff done. I can't even remember what I did last night. Wait a minute. I can now remember part of it. Here we go, tugging obsessively on my shirt. I remember I played some Halls of Torment, beat another boss, and then I played the game Remnant from the Ashes? It's like, I can't remember where I have it. I think I got it in a bundle or something. It's a game from 2019. So it must have been in a bundle or something. So it was like either super cheap or one of those, hey, it's like take this as a free thing. But it's goofy, but it's pretty fun. And again, this laptop has just amazed me. It plays pretty bloody good. And it looks good. So thumbs up. I mean, the fan goes crazy on it, but apparently that's by design. Thumbs up. Now, for some things that I have written down here. Let me check. This one is Well, actually, this one's important, so bring it into the beginning. I didn't do a video yesterday. I haven't been doing a lot of videos over the past couple days, not out of choice, but just because with all the stress. My brain is largely going into static mode when I have downtimes, when I'm not doing stuff like this, when I'm not out walking, when I'm not having something that needs to get done. I am struggling to make my brain function at all. I'm trying to record things, and my executive dysfunction with all the stress makes it so I can't. I've been trying, but the stress, especially when I have to go out walkies during the daytime. Number one, the sun is nice, but it's ouch. And two, people everywhere. I have social anxieties. I have social awkwardness, I have social withdrawal, and I have just generalized anxieties on top of that. Anxiety causes, as I've mentioned before, a trickle of adrenaline all the time because your brain is saying something horrible is going to happen, we're going to die, we got to get out of here. Fight or flight. Constant low-level flow of adrenaline. It's exhausting. So when I get back, after I've been out during the daytime, I am just crashing from the reaction of all that stuff. I am trying so hard, so I'm not going to stop entirely, I hope, but you're going to see a lot of stuff going away, and there's going to be fewer videos from stress, and I don't know. I'm hoping that these rooms at the tiny village place will open up and that I will get one and that it happens before the end of the month so I've got a place I can move to. Because otherwise, I'm going to be on the street. Because for the VA housing people to help me, which hopefully they would help me until I could get into that tiny housing, I gotta go live and sleep where people aren't supposed to live and sleep. I don't have a car. That means I gotta live on the street for a night and then tell them I have now lived out on a park bench for a night because I don't have a home. And I can't go stay in a place like a hotel because that's housing. So here's a hoping. So I got a lot of stress. Hopefully you understand. I'm waving my arms around because what's going on up here is more painful than what's going on out here every once in a while. Oh, you have to laugh. But now that I've explained that my video making for the second half of the day is going to be sporadic until I'm halfway settled down somewhere, let's go on to some things that aren't horrific. Oh, well, I mean, they are, but still. One of the things, and here's why it's horrific, one of the things that I laughed at this morning, it's something that really, I mean, partly I laugh at stuff that you shouldn't laugh at because of the whole bone-hurting juice and stuff thing where people laugh at things that aren't funny because they're not funny. And sometimes they're not funny because it's just stupid and weird. And it's because it's stupid and weird and not funny, it's funny because it's so not funny. And sometimes funny things are unfunny things are funny because someone died. Or more than just one person died. There is a lot of death. It's something that is so intensely unfunny that it becomes funny. So I'm looking at my subscription list. I watched this one guy, Thoughty2, who does deep dives on things, and he's a personable fellow. And one of the titles this morning was, "One of these animals ate 436 people." And it had like a couple of animals up there. And yeah, there's a whole lot of horrific tales. I mean, lions are nasty. There have been a lot of times where lions took out a lot of people. And it could have been the story of that. I don't know, I didn't bother watching it yet. I've got it on my list, I'm going to. But I woke up at like 7:20 this morning, and so it's 8:20 now. The fact that I'm up and running with only an hour after I got up is pretty good. But I laughed when I saw that because, number one, it's not funny, and it's so unfunny that it's funny. And number two, because of my setting with the whole cryptid inside-outside razor's edge thing, I could only think of Go Gotso 500, where in my setting a monstrous beast had set up a lair near a setting near the town of Achwalach, and while it was eating a lot of human beings, only rarely was it anyone from the town. And in my setting, ironically, as the body count raises, one guy starts a Go Gotso thing. And then whatever you do ironically, you will do unironically. So as it approached 100, people were unironically going, hey, Go Gotso 100 and all that, until Go Gotso 200 and Go Gotso 300, until it was Go Gotso 500. And then after Gotso got their 500th victim, a bullet through the skull, and finally the scourge was gone. But the fact that there was 500 people by an animal, that's horrible. So horrible that it's funny. Thumbs up for that. But as much as I sometimes embrace doomer memes and doomer mentality and all that, usually when I wake up and post something on Twitter with a good morning world, I have a horrific, nasty doomer type meme or something about this negative for self-image and self-esteem, good morning world. And then that, it was a picture of a sleeping bunny with the words, things have gotten better before, things will get better again. Because, they may not get better all world-wise. I mean, the world is on fire, and nobody is trying to put it out. Instead, they're stoking it. That's bad. But on a world level, where it's just down here, people to people, all you can do is your best, and things have been good before. Things will be good again. Relatively good for the time and the place, but yes. So thumbs up for that. And on that note of hope, I wanted to talk about this, because one of the things two of the things that are one thing that I've been obsessed with lately, number one is the poem Ozymandias by Shelley. Percy, I don't know how to pronounce the middle name, Shelley, the Ozymandias poem. And then there is the other, golly gee whiz, brain, come on, brain, Sisyphus. There we go. Oh my God. ADHD is so much fun, combined with all stress, and on top of that, my memory is shot. But I have been obsessed with Sisyphus of late, on top of the whole Ozymandias poem. Now, I have memorized the last half of the Ozymandias poem, so I'm going to read the whole thing here. But it's, I met a traveler from an antique land who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor welled those passions red, which yet survive stamped on these lifeless things. The hand that mocked him and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear, my name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty in despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. Now, I've talked about this with my setting, where it's deep time on that setting. Nothing can survive deep time. We have deep time here. 99% of all history is gone and unretrievable. And that includes even our histories. And our history is recent, and 99% of that is gone. Now, that's just out of memory. And remember that 86% of all statistics on the internet are made up. I can't remember the exact percentage, but it's over 90% of all history, of all human history, of all that is gone and unknowable. We'll never know. And that's recent time. Nothing survives deep time. And on my settings of the Razor's Edge, that has a 3 billion year cycle, and then everything basically resets. On the inside, it doesn't reset, and it has been stable, and things have been living there for well over 1 trillion years. Nothing survives deep time. And even on the smaller level, of course, everything that we do, nothing matters. 99.99% of us will never be remembered in any way, shape, or form. And again, even when we are remembered, we're not really. I keep bringing these up because they're relevant. In the middle of the last century, like in the 1950s or so, there was a very influential editor in the science fiction field. Very influential, who through their anthologies helped shape the way science fiction is presented even today in its printed form. If it hadn't been for him, the whole world of printed science fiction would look different. He was that influential. Many people knew of him. His books were looked forward to. Do you, if you read science fiction or any books at all, have you ever heard of or remember the name Groff Conklin? Because that's who he was. And he was one of those people that was remembered. Hasn't even been 100 years. I don't know of anybody that would know the name Groff Conklin. And then, of course, I was talking with Jason Cunningham, and I'm going to bring this one up. Science fiction writer, again, in the middle of the last century, Theodore Sturgeon, who you may have heard the phrase, or a paraphrasing of it, that 90% of everything is crap. That is Sturgeon's law. This guy, Theodore Sturgeon, who was a very prolific and very influential science fiction writer, came up with that. The only thing that he is really remembered for would be a phrase. How many people know the name Ted Sturgeon? And if you do, would you ever apply it to this guy? We don't even survive non-deep time. Thumbs up for that. Now, that's not a condemnation of anything saying you shouldn't do stuff. You should do things for yourself. And if you have a lasting legacy past that for any length of time, past your any possible descendants, either from blood family or found family, then that's good. I can't remember my exact point. Gosh darn it, lovely ADHD. Anyway, so yeah, things do matter on a small personal human level. There we go. So, but on the massive level, again, in 1,000 years, our society will be gone or so different that it'll be unrecognizable. In 1,000,000 years, there probably won't even be a human race. In 1 billion years, our planet will be baked. In 5 billion years, our sun is going to wither into a white dwarf. In 10 billion years, it's going to be barely visible. 100 billion years, 500 billion years, 500 trillion years. It just goes on. But also, let's try and remember this whole Sisyphus thing. But the whole, is Sisyphus happy? And how with the, I think it was the philosopher Albert Camus, was the one who came up, we must conclude that Sisyphus is happy, because the whole story of Sisyphus, whether or not they meant to do this back when they first started the myth, and no, that I do not think they would have, because life back then was so different from life now, we wouldn't even understand it. They didn't have freedom as we understand it. It was far different from what we know now. Try to remember Sisyphus. Okay, so when they came up with the whole Sisyphus thing, with him having to push the rock up the hill, then it falls, and then he has to push it back up, it was looked at as punishment. But the philosopher Camus looked at it and was like, that's like a commentary, a allegory, a metaphor for our lives now. I mean, you could look at it, you're pushing that boulder up a hill with your job, and you lose the job, the boulder falls back down. But you get another boulder, you start pushing it up. Or further in life, just as you're going through life. Even your life itself, as you push it up and go through your life, you get sick, it falls down. You push it back up. Because it is the human condition, and because we are happy when we are actually doing things, being productive. I'm vastly paraphrasing the whole, we must conclude that Sisyphus is happy. And I've been thinking a lot about that. Because, I've pushed a lot of boulders uphill and had them roll back. But on the whole, except when something horrible has happened, or it's rubbed in my face that I can't do stuff because of my physical or mental conditions, I'm mostly happy. Even with all of this going on outside of the terror and all of that, I'm my normal state, while doomer and depressed and all that, which is biochemical and I can't help, I'm mostly happy. So, thumbs up on that. Checking my time, 22 minutes. I want to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. Thank you, each and every one of you. You're beautiful and awesome people. I could not change this list today, but thank you so very much. Thank you to each and every one of, people who donated to my GoFundMe, which I need to do an update on. And thank you to everyone who has donated in the past to my PayPal. It is appreciated. Oh, my arms are hurting so much. Oh gosh, and I wanted to talk about these too, because I have two pre-rolls and it was funny. This one, it's called, if you can read it there, Calm the Fuck Down. So when you can name your products, that thumbs up. But also I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. And if I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. So, let me call this up. Sounds like my neighbors are burning things outside, or my kitty cat's eating, or something is happening. My brain. We have Jesse Koskinen, thumbs up, thank you, greatly appreciated. And it's good that things are like finally calming down in some parts of the world. We have Joshy Bo, who is telling me to stop talking during my early videos. Pause if I need to. Well, I didn't realize why I had to do all that back then. That was my severe untreated ADHD. Now I have severe barely treated ADHD. If you want to see the ones where I do pause when I talk, that's on my reaction channel. And then we have Dirk Hetzer, thumbs up, and they're talking about we are past the tipping point on the climate. I actually think so too. I mean, life in the future, even if we don't all die, is going to be so different. Human civilization isn't going to keep going up, except for a very, very, very sheltered few. The rest of humanity is going to be battered back into the Stone Age by the climate. We have BRIIS back, Bri is back. Bree is back. Thumbs up. And there's Blue Toad. Thumbs up. Thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciated. It's always good to see you in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. Definitely, definitely appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce a Y-A-O-I, boy. Yeah, oh, my neck. I need to get that surgery, and I need to talk to the surgeon. J-A-Y-Y, thumbs up, thank you. And yeah, it's actually Amelia. She's down here eating food right now, and it almost sounds like flames, the wet noises. There's Sammy Curb Stomp, doing my very best. Redacted. I don't know when I'm going to feel better, probably after the surgery, but thank you very, very much. Made in Canada. And then it's more the, yeah, I'm willing to talk with anybody because, as I've said to my sister, you know, she's conservative and I'm a leftist. And as I've told her, I'm not going to get bothered by it because I'd have no power. I have no ability to really influence anybody. And anyway, my opinion is just that. My opinion. It shouldn't matter to anybody else. So I have no power. So I don't really mind a lot. I mean, when my parents became total maggots, total red hats, I mean, the fact that they fully were behind the idea of save American democracy by installing Donald Trump as dictator and save white people in America by killing all of the immigrants, I couldn't. That is so diametrically opposed to what I believe. I didn't know what to talk about with them because they pushed that every time I talked to them. It was hard. But for anybody else who's just normal, yeah, I'm not going to change anyone's beliefs. Your opinions aren't going to change anyone's beliefs. And if they do, thumbs up. And if they don't, hey, that's life. So I'm not going to freak out about it too much unless you're way out to the extremes. Because, yeah, conservatism has good points and a lot of negatives. The far left, there's a lot of negatives, but a whole lot of good stuff on the non-extremists. So, thumbs up. And Zero Requiem, thumbs up and thank you. Flora Mew, always good to see you in the comments. There's so much you've got, but I will watch the video and talk about things, and hopefully, so, brain. And we have Psycho Jazz. Well, I guess if I had to, if there was a cheap place, maybe Utah. But my sister has looked in places there for other reasons, and they haven't been able to find anything for their family either in that area. So, yay. Trevor Bearman, thumbs up, and here's a hoping. Thank you very, very much. And we have MINUANO, greatly appreciated. That is it. Thumbs up, thank you all. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. And I'm sorry, these things are running like a half hour each time. I don't know how to cut them shorter. Even when I have basically nothing written on my topic list. That wasn't English. That was the gabapentin speaking. Even when I have something written down on my topics list. That's the worst part of gabapentin. Oh my God, I start spouting stuff that is like speaking in tongues. But I've got calls to make. I've got calls to try and take. It's going to be a great day. I've got to try and walk some places if I have to do the UA. If not, and hopefully you can get done the things that you need to get done. That would be awesome. If not, do not beat yourself up. That won't help. You're only going to hurt yourself mentally, and it's not going to help yourself physically. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. Let me tell you, after I turn this off, I am going to take, I never rest for very long during these moments, but I am going to let my arms hang for like 30 seconds, because oh my God, right now. Spinal nerve compression for the win. Yay. So you take care, and I will see you. Yay.